Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick. Welcome to my YouTube series on how to play SimCity. This is my fourth video of starting a new city. Thank you for joining me. So, if you've been watching any of my, been watching my videos, this kind of looks a little bit different than where we left off. So I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then we'll get started and take a quick tour. So last night I had decided that I was going to grow the city and just kind of do all the boring stuff while so you guys didn't have to watch. And I started my Twitch stream, and a couple people started filtering in, and I was chatting with some pretty nice folks and learning some things and kind of passing information back and forth. And lo and behold, this town just kind of exploded right from out from under me. So right now we've only filled up about half of the map, but I have now 131,000 people. Yeah, I have 131,000 people. That's freaking mind-blowing to me. No unemployment, plenty of available jobs. Where's my students? And my student count, oh wow, that's actually a lot higher than I thought it would be, but I can take a look at that in a second. So the first thing that should stick out to you is the university. There it is, in all of its beauty. So what I did, when I was building the university is I just wasn't getting enough students up front, so I went ahead and plopped a, what are these called? Dormitories, yeah, that's it. So the first dormitory held enough students that I was able to upgrade my university, and so I started with the School of, what is this? School of Science, and then I had enough students after I plopped the second dormitory to build the School of Engineering. And I usually start with these two first because Science will give me the concentrated solar array, and Engineering gives me the vertical turbines. Engineering also gives me a bunch of other stuff, so it's a good one to have. Right now I'm researching vertical turbines because I just finished researching my solar array. And look at that thing. Is that a thing of beauty or what? So, much greater power output, takes up much less space than the solar panels do. A little bit cooler looking when it focuses on the sun when it rises in the morning. Just a very, very cool thing to have. If I don't have vertical turbines, I always get the concentrated solar array first. And then when I build a new city, I'll build it with wind with the vertical turbine. And I think I'm going to get that research completed before I start my next city. Next, you'll notice that this dump is looking pretty bare. Hey Patrick, what gives? Why is that dump so bare? Well, because... Oh, oops. I thought I plopped my processor factory. Oh, I guess not. Oh, did I not? I think that's next. That's what I wanted to do tonight. That was it. Where's my trash? Where we got garbage can? Here. Oh yeah, so it's just trash. And actually, I thought I had plopped more garbage trucks because I think I'm gonna need some. So let me build another garbage truck garage over here. Okay, so I was going to build my processor factory, and it'll go right here. That was it. I built a bus terminal. I wanted to give my Sims a opportunity to get around the town. It looks like the buses are pretty crowded, so let's take a look. Wow, that's kind of a high wait time. I don't know how many days 12,000 minutes is, but it's probably up there a little bit. So I've already got, so that'll give me 6 buses, I believe. Next, we're gonna come over here and focus on my mansion. That's right, look at that. That is my mansion. Oh, thing of beauty? Holy smokes. So, with the mansion, you get these upgrades. So like the guard post here, the water fountain, my bird up there, my sports car garage, my guest house, and I still have a long ways to go. Hopefully, I'll get my happiness up for long enough that I'm able to show you guys an upgrade for my mansion. But it's pretty cool, and it's just crazy land value. Where's my land value? There it is. There you can see. So when I first plopped it, it's just green, and then as you add on the improvements, it all just turns dark blue. So we're gonna have a really concentrated, high wealth area right in here, and I believe that this is commerce, which it is. So this is like the prime spot for the Empire State Building. Like when it's time to build one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to that. What else have I done? Earlier, I had built this road as an avenue, and nothing was really growing or developing in this area, like nothing. So I just replaced it with a street. It's worked out pretty well since I made that change. Streets can host high density, but they do get pretty bad traffic problems. It's hard for cars to get in and out. There's not enough lanes. That's where you'll see most of your backup, and that's why in this situation, you know, road is completely ideal. Let's see what else we got going on. Had a couple crime problems, but we worked through those. Found out that if the police station loses power, it does not release the prisoners, but it actually does. They're not able to respond to crime. So if you have a criminal who's starting a fire, and the police station has no power, they have no radios, they can't respond. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's my guess. Can't have computers without power. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have... Well, at least when I started this game tonight, I don't have any cargo problems, but that can always change. And I'm gonna flip through everything and we'll take a look real fast. Anything else I need to call out? I don't think so. This city is really looking quite good. I had plopped another classroom in my high school, and students are slowly declining, and I got to take a look at that, as well as see, their classes are full. Okay, so I need to build another dormitory. Let's see here. Back to my government map. These guys are kind of bitchy, because they want high wealth workers, and I don't have a good high wealth source. So this would be a good opportunity if you had a region that could support itself. This would be a good opportunity to plop a elite mega tower, because then you could just have high wealth workers just move right in. I think you get 2 per levels, and it really works out. Plus, you get high land value from the elite towers and all kinds of benefits. But that is another story for another show. And as I get this city going, I might... it'll definitely be a video that I'll make in the future. Alright, so I've been playing this on turtle speed for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it up to llama, and let's see what happens. I am going to plan on putting my recycling center here as I plop my upgrade my solar power plant. Then I'll have a lot more room on this side. Plus, this little space here is just enough room to build a trade port. So we come here to our city specialization tab, click on trade port, or well, trading, and that's where you build your trade trade depot, sorry, excuse me. Trade port is the higher end one. You have to have the trade headquarters in order to plop it, and it makes the difference. When I do a very good video on trading, I'll be sure to go over the differences between the trade depot and the trade port. So trade port is the best one. Trade depot is what we have. And so, if I think, oh, it won't fit in there, but it will fit here. But I only get 2 containers. No. Let's see here. Music's getting all epic. Well, I don't want it in here because the recycling center is low land value, and I don't want my current land value to suffer because of it. So it has to go over here. Has to. I might actually just build a road then this way and have the recycling center on one side. Let's go ahead and get that started. The recycling center is 111,000, so it is a kind of a big investment when you're first starting out, but the returns that you make are insurmountable. Oh, that's something else that I got. I did actually unlock the arcology. So when I'm able to afford it, you know, it turns red immediately. I'll go ahead and get this started, and hopefully I'm able to kind of demonstrate how a really good way to make that process work. And that's a pun, you may or may not get it, but we'll get there eventually. So let's go ahead. The low density road, just can't draw through the dump. Yeah, right there. That's good enough. And your recycling center is under trash. And I'm gonna kind of throw it this way, just in case if my dump for whatever reason has to expand. This is actually a pretty good use of land. I like that. I like it right there a lot. That's not a bad idea. So I'm running the game at turtle speed right now, and I'm gonna leave it at turtle speed. Just so that my Sims are aware that they can recycle and that they can move recycling bins out, and kind gentlemen will come and take them away. And I need time for it to find employees because it's kind of a bad setup. Actually, let's do something like that. That's dumb. Well, if I don't like that, I'll change it later. Back to city specialization, trade. Here's my trade depot. I'm gonna pop it right here. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll do it here. Alright. So, your recycling center. You get to have 4 little add-ons, and each add-on will produce a different trade material. So we can go ahead and double-click on it. It plops by default with a plastic reclamation line, so that's the first thing that you're going to want to put in your trade depot is plastic, because if you don't, then it's just going to generate a bunch of plastic everywhere, and you won't have anywhere to ship it or sell it, and it totally defeats the purpose of the recycling center. You can plop another one if you want to. It's this last one here, the plastic reclamation line. You can also create metal and alloy. So I'm going to go ahead. This is 25,400 an hour, and it's still within our budget. I'm going to plop a alloy reclamation line, so I'll have 1 plastic and 1 alloy. Now, in the very beginning, you really don't want to go too crazy with this because it's not too difficult to throw your city out of wonk. You will be producing or you won't have enough recyclables in the city in order to produce enough materials. So your factory will sit completely idle because there's no recyclables. Like right now, no recyclables, production stopped. It'll be idle, and it's just tearing into your income, right? Because you're paying for it, but there's nothing that it can do. So you got to be mindful that you're not over expanding. And I am gonna keep my eye on it because my tech level is high, and that makes me very hopeful that they'll figure out that, hey, recycling is good. But I don't know how long it's going to take for them to, you know, for the mechanic to be, okay, move the recycling bins outside, and it might actually take, you know, a whole cycle, because it's 12 noon right now. But we're gonna find out. So, come to our trade depot, and the first thing that it plops down with is a freight shipping warehouse. Now, this isn't bad to have, but it's not a requirement. Your industry will produce freight, and if it runs out of places to ship freight, then they go out of business. So plopping a freight shipping warehouse isn't always a bad idea. I've actually used it in the past where I had too much industry and not enough commercial, and the industry kept going out of business, and I had to build one of these. And then I started testing around and seeing if I could get it. You know, the airport will have things that can receive freight, and it kind of goes off to somewhere. I never quite figured it out, but it at least gets consumed or moved around. So I'm going to go ahead and bulldoze that because I do not need a freight shipping warehouse at this time. However, I do need alloy. So here's my alloy storage lot. And plastic. Here's my plastic storage lot. You can have up to 4 storage lots for each trade depot. You also, these are your trucks. This is for coal, freight, oil. This is ore, your raw ore. Metal is refined from ore. Alloy is refined from ore. Fuel is refined from oil. This plastic is refined from oil. My cat is in the way of my screen. Sorry. Processor storages are made at the processor plant. Computer storage lot, and the TV storage lot. Each one of these is unlocked as you create the respective factory, or once you upgrade your whichever headquarters you're working on to the next level. So after you get your the two receivers that you want to have, if you click into the trade depot and then manage global market deliveries, this is where you make money. This is how you sell to the consumer. So you click on this, and for plastic, it currently has nothing. I think it holds 200. How much does this hold? I don't remember. Yeah, 2,000. So 2,000 crates of commodity. You can either use it locally, you can import it, or you can export it. Exporting it is. I have absolutely no need for plastic in the city right now, but I do need money. And if I can produce this, I can sell it for this, and I am a happy mayor. Same goes for alloy. I currently do not have a need for it. I will, however, need it when I go to build my arcology, but I don't need it right now. So I can go ahead and we'll export this as well. Click OK. With these trade depots and the trade port, it's also a very good way to bring commodities into your city. So say you have a coal plant, and back in the day you weren't allowed to accept global deliveries directly to the power plant, so you'd have to have a trade depot. It was kind of dumb. But you import things. Sometimes it's a good way to augment production. So for like the arcology, you can import TVs because you need 60,000 TVs for the arcology. If you know, but usually you should have a city that's capable of producing TVs or computers. That's, you know, sort of the goal. Let's go back to my recycling map here. you can import them into your trade depot or trade port. The problem is that it's just crazy expensive. So you have to have some other income in order to offset the cost of the import. It's not real good, but you can have total failed cities that have good alloy output. Let's see here, it's alloy and something else for the processors. I think it's plastic, which you can make from the recycling center. Yeah, and some other stuff. And you sell it. You make so much money. I have a city that's been... It's actually really funny. I called it Detroit, this city. It had 3 or 4 nuclear meltdowns, but it still was making money off of the alloy that I was extracting out of the ground. And modifying it and turning it into computers. It was fantastic. Like, I still kind of get a chuckle out of it. It's just terrible. The whole ground is radiation. But yeah, I might make a video of my old region someday. But looks like we got some new construction, so that's good. Let's see. There's still no recycling. Yeah, phooey. But hopefully tomorrow, when the next shift starts, it will. And while I realize I am a hypocrite, I am going to go ahead and turn up the game speed. I'm going to let this sit here and run. Doggone it. I should have thought about the time better, because the next shift won't start, and I don't want to turn it off because I'm going to have to wait for it to turn back on. You know what? Dang it. Oh, maybe I will, because it's really expensive. It's 1100. But then people won't know to put out recyclables. I'm going to turn it back on. Okay. So I counter-debate myself in my head. Let's see. Talk about road density. I was having some traffic problems, so I was forced to upgrade some of these roads. So these are all high density now, avenues, and these are still pretty repressed. They're low density. I think same for this side. Yeah, I just kind of want to keep it that way for right now. Force the low density growth. I think it works out pretty well. I need to get back to taking care of my power plants. Well, shoot, I'm not doing very good on my timing, am I? Let's take a look. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at my resources, because I haven't bothered with that yet. So I am running out of power, so this is bad. Yeah, throw it over there. So each one of these cost $40,000 and $320 an hour. They're much more efficient than the solar arrays are. I'm just tearing up my hourly income. This is a really good example of overexpansion, right? Like, it was too early to plop these. I shouldn't have plopped these. But now we're here, and we are going to figure out a way around this. And if it's jacking up taxes, you know, that's certainly an option. And that's why I keep my tax rate low, is so that I can compensate for times like these where I get too excited and I overgrow. It should come back up when these buildings are constructed, and this one, oh, these two industries also flopped, so yeah, nitwits. Yep, more construction. Alright, so shoot. We'll be fine. I wouldn't build anything for a little bit. I'm not going to build anything for a little bit. I'm running out of power. They're sick. Okay, water. Wow. Doing good on water. Real good. That's great. Plant new sewage. Well, treated sewage. That's awesome. Take a look at happiness. This is our happiness map. Well, that's not too bad. What are you guys angry at? Nothing. I'll take it. Wow. Lots of little nodes trying to get around. And let's see here. This is the building density map. I don't look at this one too often, but you can get some useful information out of it. You know, obviously the more green, the better. The darker blue, the better. So you see, these people are kind of likely to move out, but it's you never know. Trash collection is good. I think it was pretty justified in plopping the extra garbage truck because they were out until 7 p.m. collecting the city's trash. And hopefully we get a good recycling day because that'll really help adding revenue to the city. Turn this off. Fires, no building fires, and 3 fires put out today, so that's pretty good. A couple medical issues, no deaths. Let's take a look at our hospital. Alright, so we're still doing pretty good. I might need another ambulance. It looks like these guys aren't going to quite make it. Yeah, everyone's getting sick at the industry. So, oops, that's a good part of the song. Oops, I want ambulance. Okay, you're good. And police. Okay, super. So they're just fine. Let's see if we can find a criminal. Let's see. Oh. Come out wherever you are. I have 2 criminals at large right now. Let's see if we can find them. Well, guess he doesn't come out at night. But maybe he's a daytime crook. Just wait and see. Education, we took a look at this earlier. It's just a home run. It's a slam dunk. I need to add another dormitory, and then I'll be able to upgrade for the 3rd time. And that's usually all you can get out of one university. So you kind of miss out on 2 wings. And it's not a big deal, it's just one of those built-in limitations. And I'm going to plop that after my hourly income recovers a little bit more. It's looking just fine, but you know, it's one of those things. Ooh, I saw a little blue pulse down here, and that means it's time for an upgrade. Here we go, mayor's house. Oh no, an earthquake. I'm just about, oh god. So, earthquake, see, oh no, oh no, no, not my wind power plant, no, that's terrible, mass destruction, oh. So here's a really good example. You see how the road is all tore up here? Let me slow it down. And the cars are just having a terrible time trying to navigate through it. Oh, it looks like it does recover. Interesting. I always just bulldoze it and clear it out. I didn't think it actually fixed itself, so that's kind of cool. Anyways, sometimes disasters will do this. And like I said, I just normally bulldoze it and clean it up because in cases like that it's pretty damaging anyways, and I'm destroying the area or have to rebuild the area. But in this case it looks like it just fixed itself, so I will take it. Bulldoze these, and if you bulldoze a plopped building, it'll ask you, are you sure you want to bulldoze this? Yeah, I'm sure. You jerk. But it is morning, and solar will kick in here in just a few minutes, and I can plop another concentrated solar array and it will be just fine. Yeah, nothing more that side. Let's see if we can catch it snap. I'm gonna bring up this map. No. Oh. It doesn't. I don't know. I'm bored. And I want to upgrade my mansion. Oh yeah. So here we go. Here's my mansion. Ah, look at it. Look at this guy. Ask him for money? No, we don't need to ask him for money. We don't even have a neighbor. These people. So here we go. Upgrade! Beer's awesome! And then after that happens, you can plop an upgrade, like I mentioned before. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just double click on it. And we have an option of the extension wing, the limo garage, the greenhouse, or a tennis court. All these things do eventually ultimately fit on your map, and you just plop them as you upgrade your mansion. So I'm going to go ahead and plop the extension wing here, and I'm going to plop a... I wouldn't mind a limo garage. So I'm going to go ahead and plop that here, right next to my sports car garage. And when you do that, people kind of go crazy happy, because it adds a lot to the land value, and that makes them, your Sims, very crazy in love. And again, you see all this construction flip over. My eyes immediately went to my hourly income because I got a little antsy there for a second. It looks like we're fine. I'm definitely worried about money. We definitely have spent what we have to spend, and you know, this might be one of those instances where I'll have to take out a bond. It happens. I don't have the Department of Finance yet, but I was able to upgrade my town halls, so I will have the $50,000 bond available to me. It does have an hourly cost, but you know, bonds will get you through the hard times. That's a lot of construction, wow. Oops, looks like we lost a building. There's a building fire. Bulldozing buildings is kind of fun to watch. These guys are usually unhappy when they don't have freight. Let's take a quick look at our happiness map. That's not too bad. And when I was playing last night, everyone kept telling me to upgrade my roads, and I'm like, I know, I want to keep them small. Force these low-density houses to flip. Look at this guy right here. Oh wait, no, that was a building that just went abandoned, but like these guys. And you can kind of see how the game processes density. It'll kind of put out a couple nodes that are smaller, and then it'll flip to something kind of larger. And then it realizes, as it realizes that there's more space, it'll make the larger buildings, the higher density buildings. This one's kind of weird because this is a medium density road, this is a high density road. So you get these medium densities building where it's easier. These high densities would be like more expensive, higher traffic. So eventually these will kind of envelop these ones. It's weird how it works and how much time it takes, but I'm gonna throw it on one. Holy cow. This thing needs to... Jeez. Beautiful, beautiful recycling. That is beautiful. Look at that. Holy God. And I forgot to look. I'll have to look again when I post this video. I didn't realize what my trash was, but it cuts trash by like 60% if people recycle. So you literally bulldoze like garbage trucks because you just don't need them. All your Sims are smart enough that they recycle everything. So yeah, your recycling plant is your friend. Let's take a look. Ugh, get out of here. Ugh. really like that view. Let's kind of take a look around. Don't like how this hill is here, but it does kind of add to the scenery, I suppose. Oh wow, you full classes there. They're sick. Oh, they need an ambulance. I was gonna say just walk, but that'll work. And oh yeah, last night I had a meteor strike, so I don't know if you can see it anymore. I guess you can't. Oops, I need to bulldoze. This road here is remnant of my wind plants. But yeah, I had 3 meteor strike in this area. I think this was one of them. And it creates these kind of large craters. So meteorite strikes aren't showstoppers. They can be very damaging. You'll get 1 to 4 meteorites that strike the ground. And they can, you know, really mess things up. The falling embers on the smaller ones will light all of your buildings in that kind of general area on fire. So it's more of a fire disaster with some pretty heavy destruction possible. Also, it will have a tendency of either leaving ore in the ground, and you'll have this big random ore deposit, or radiation. It'll actually radiate the ground, and everything in that area dies. You have to wait it out, or build a ground scrubber from Cities of Tomorrow. I believe those are the only ways of really dealing with radiation. But both are totally reasonable. Haha, quote unquote. Because the academy that you would build for Cities of Tomorrow, the ground scrubber is like the very last thing you get to research, and it's just kind of, you know, you don't have nuclear scenarios often enough to justify the ground scrubber. And to that point, I didn't actually have to research the ground scrubber until my nuclear power plant had not its first meltdown, its second meltdown. After the second one, I was like, okay, I need to go do something about the radiation, because it kept like expanding. It was not very good. Let's see, still not too good on the hourly income, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna put it back up to llama speed, and let's just enjoy the view here for a minute. Looks like we have crime in progress. Oh, I must have missed it. Damn it. Yeah, he's dropping off a criminal. 7 out of 10 cells, that's not too bad. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. That can get out of hand. If your jails fill up, then they have to just release criminals, and it's not efficient. How are we doing, Solar? Oh man, I always miss this. I always get sidetracked and forget what I need to do. Let's see if we can catch this one. Come on. Focus. Ah, there they go. This other one hasn't quite kicked up yet, but... I don't know. It's just the small things in the game that make the biggest difference. Dang. Guess I'm not gonna get it turned on here for a little bit. But that's fine. As you plop these focus solar arrays, you can start bulldozing the panels. You just don't need them anymore. I'm just waiting until I have a good cache, because, you know, when you're playing this way, you run out of money kind of fast sometimes, and it's not, you just have to make sure that you're always on the green side. There are thousands of exceptions to that. But if you play a city like this, you always have to stay on the green side. And it's just, there's a lot of room for error, and it can prove very difficult. I don't normally add as many add-ons to my mayor's house as I have in this series, but you know, every city is a new experiment, so why not? This is kind of crazy, actually. It's a lot of land value, lots of high wealth in this, and that's all it is. It's just high wealth. Wow, guess not. There it is, high wealth. Why is yours so deplorable? It's too bad. You know, it's probably depressed because of these buildings down here, which is, that's fine. I'll probably plop a park in here or something so that they don't have this terrible view of the sewage treatment plant. Because people don't want to see the sewage treatment plant. I know you think that would be a good view, but no one likes looking at other people's shit. Or whatever happens there. I don't know what happens there. So, high demand for medium income commerce. Oh, let's take a look at trash collection, make sure everything got picked up. Yeah, it got picked up pretty well. A couple outliers. I'm going to go ahead and plop another garbage or recycling collection truck. And I'm going to bulldoze that garbage truck house I just built. There used to be a bug where you would have phantom garbage trucks. If they were still out on the street and you bulldoze a structure, the game wouldn't realize that the node had been removed, but it would not actually collect the garbage. So it would visit each building, but not actually do anything. And I think that's how it worked. It was really bad. And it took them quite a while to figure it out. Like, that was patch like 3 or 4, maybe it's 5. I don't know. But it was nice that it was discovered. It was great that it was fixed, and we could all get on with our lives. So, wow, where did all this money come from? Well, I'll show you. Boom! Look at that, alloy, 53,000. My plastic will soon come in, and then that'll even increase this amount more. So, that is the power of the recycling plant. Let's go ahead and kick this up to Llama. Actually, let's kick it up to Cheetah. I'm just gonna get the last couple minutes in here while I still have the time. Looks like I'm ready for next mayor's mansion upgrade, so that'll be nice. I had all kinds of really good notes last night, and my goddamn computer rebooted on me. Because you know how Windows does the force reboot now and it doesn't give a fuck about what you're doing? Yeah, just lost it all. Good intentions gone bad. Actually, that's why I turn off automatic updates, and I don't just turn it, I disable the service. I might actually try to uninstall it or something, like forcefully. Usually a bad idea, but I did that on my PC and I had to reformat it. But yes. Anyways, back on topic here. I'm just really sad I lost all my notes. What else? What's next? What else can I do here? Oh, there's my plastic sales. 32,000 from plastic. That's fantastic. Let's take a look again. Everything should have got picked up by now. Yeah. And as your storage lots fill up, you can kind of see the actual material sitting in the storage containers. And then same with the trade depot. So it holds 2,000. So it does everything in kind of quadrants. It'll be a little in each bin, Yeah, so like this one, there's a little bit of alloy here, and then when another delivery is made, then it'll be 2 rows, and then more and more. If you keep it in your trade depot, you know, that's fine. There's a lot of different reasons for why you would want to do that. And the containers just fill up. They get larger and larger, and then there's no place to ship. Is this a good idea? That is a question I'm asking myself. Let's take a look. Let's match it up to this one. Come on, guys. Actually, no, I don't want to match it up to that one because my university needs room to grow. So, hell. I'll just do this. Ooh, finished some research on the vertical axis turbines, so that is awesome. I have 200,000 simoleons. Wow, which is even more awesome. What is that? Whoop. And we're going to take care of this. Ugh, I hate deleting their intersections. There we go. And and the mayor's upgraded. Wow, everything. This is the trifecta of perfection. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it back to turtle, because I need to do so much. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my house first. Let's be selfish. Boom. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Ah, that's awesome. That's excellent. And, whoa, another upgrade. Oh, no. Do I have a wing available? I might have a wing available for my town hall. I need to go take a look, because that'll unlock, that should be my tourism. Yeah, so, City Hall, let's take a look. Oh, it's not approved yet. But I was able to get the Department of Safety and Department of Transportation. I did Transportation first and then Safety second. I still haven't plopped anything from that would require, or that the Department of Safety grants, but I think I'm going to be able to, I'm probably just going to start another city, to be honest, before I need to build large parks. I know that sounds strange, but, you know, as soon as you start a second city, and it doesn't take long to upgrade your first city hall. Like, how long was my first video? You know, 30 minutes. You know, it's not a big stretch. You just kind of, and you can play it at cheetah mode or llama speed. I think I played the first one mostly in turtle, but you know, it all kind of works out the same. You just have to be patient and stick to the best practices and what works, and you'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at our university, because we have to figure out another research project. So we've already done the concentrated solar arrays. We could do the great work of solar farm, which I'm going to pass on for right now. Vertical turbines are researched, so this will be my first energy source in my next city, just because it's pretty awesome. Wind power plus very efficient. It'll take you quite a long way in a new city. Gen 2 thermal reactor will be soon, especially since the city has so many smart sims, and not a terrible layout. I can say that kind of skeptically, because now that I think about it, I should have built it a little bit different, but that's fine. And I'll go into that later. That's another story. Gen 2, after you research Gen 2, you get fast neutron, excuse me. And this requires the Gen 2 thermal reactor. And this one is pretty awesome for the older technology, the old school game. You don't use them very often now, just because Cities of Tomorrow utilities are just so much better. They just blow these ones out of the water. They're just nice to haves, basically. Clean coal generator, which I'll generally just research to get it out of the way. Sometimes I'll build a coal power plant in my city if I feel the need, but generally I don't. And if I do, I build oil because it's cleaner than coal. zip through these, come on. Sorry, I just noticed those buildings all burned down. Here's a clean oil generator. Also very good, provides a lot of power. But you know, you have to import the coal and the oil in order to use these, and it's just not. It's fine. You just run out sometimes if there's bad traffic or if you have a bad traffic layout, and it's dumb. I don't like it. The surgical center, you need the School of Medicine to have, and same with the detective wing, you need the School of Law. Both of these are actually quite good. And the limitation therein lies that you can't get both. You can only have one or the other. At least as far as my experience goes, because there's not enough dormitories to house enough students in order to make it a realization. Yeah, because you can only have 3. You can only have 3 dormitories. So I personally think it's kind of weak, but whatever. You would have just another university in your region, and just that's where you would do the other research. And I might actually just go ahead and plop one of those so that I can do the research project later, but I need to wait until I can upgrade my university. So, since that's the case, nope. No, I'm gonna. It's too expensive. Let me do clean oil. It's cheap. At least gives my university something to do, and people like it when they have things to do. Well, generally speaking. Happiness is looking pretty good. There's a couple of yellow faces, so it's a little concerning. What's your problem? Huh. They perceive that they have very low land value. Oh, probably compared to their neighbors. Yeah, that's awesome. So these are like high wealth. They're all thrilled to live there, and like these people are on the edge of like the hood, and they're all scared. It's pretty funny. Let's turn off the happiness map. Let's take a look at the land value. Yeah, see, it just doesn't extend out far enough, so he's like in the dredges. He hates it. That's pretty funny. Should we help him out? Yeah, let's throw the guy a bone. I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade this little part right here, and I don't want to do that just yet. But that should help bring up land value, at least a little bit. Do I have a park here? No, no park. I'm just mooching off this soccer field. And actually, the soccer field would be a good segue into filling space, and so you can actually add improvements to your parks. And so either, you know, click in and edit, or just double click into the park, and you can add a wide variety of different, well, all of them basically, that doesn't need to snap to a road point, but it can snap to just a regular part of this park itself. So like a volleyball court would be good right here, because it wouldn't necessarily destroy any buildings. There's a low probability that this building will flip. This, of course, would remove any chance of this building flipped, but it does add to land value. There is good merit in doing it. Actually, I might might do that. And then we're gonna add a basketball court. So that's kind of a good way just to fill space. I'll try to find buildings that have gaps in them, and then plop a park. Another good example is like something like this, which is basically unusable land. Construction. It's crazy. I plop 2 parks and everything goes nuts. Little sections back here like this, or even over here, is a really good area just to put in little parks. And And you can double click into it, and then oh, is that too deep? Yeah, terrain won't allow. Blacktop. There's rides, playgrounds. Oh, actually, it's all low value. And that's fine. Actually, this is all pretty much a low value area, isn't it? But it makes everyone, it just gives them something to do, a place to go. It's not a bad idea. And it's good use of the space, because nothing is going to grow in this area. Like, it's just going to be unusable land. And parks just add land value. Everyone wants to go to a park, so generally the more parks you have, the better off you are. You just have to find a good place to put them all. Wow, I did not expect it to go like that, so that's pretty awesome. It looks like my approval rating kind of dropped, or I'm only at 81% now, and I need 85%, right? Yeah, for 24 hours. So, we're going to wait for a little bit. How are we doing on sales? Wait a little bit, not too bad. And we can take a look. We're half capacity for both plastic and alloy, and Trade Depot has none. So they need to get delivered to the depot and then sold on the global market. And we can bring up like trade and watch that process. There's profit maps that will show you where your resources are at, and you know, these bars need to go to this box, so to speak. And then it's just a good way to track your trade. I need to go into these. I'll go into these in another video. I need to make like a metal city video. So that's the whole point of growing your seed, quote-unquote, city. This, my opinion is your first city should always be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and be able to support the rest of the region through whatever means that might be. If it's just a city needs a $50,000 loan, your seed city should be able to mail it or to gift it to your other cities should the need arise. I guess the easiest way to explain it is you should be spending the most time in your seed city, and it should be the place where you would wanna go. And of course that'll change as your region grows, but you know, if you're playing private, you have to kind of balance things a little bit differently, because the region doesn't necessarily work until you load up each individual city. So if I had all these cities founded, I would have to play all of them at the same time for the whole thing to kind of congeal. And so while that's not very reasonable or realistic, you know, you can do it. It's not terribly hard. I got a region with 6 cities that's pretty well connected right now. But you know, it's still something I'm proofing out. I'm still testing it out, and having a lot of fun doing it, which is kind of nice. Oops. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, we have 110,000 people. Actually, I think it's down from where we started. We started with 118, but that's fine. We have almost 300,000 in the bank. Income is still the same, so we're basically at the same stage as where we started, but we have a recycling center. And we have concentrated solar arrays. Let's take a look here. I'm going to bulldoze this row, and I'm going to plop. Yeah, see? Those 4 didn't really have that big of an impact on my solar plant. So I'm going to plop down 2. Oh man, look how freaking happy everyone is. Look at this guy. Aw, great job. Aw, thanks man. You're not doing too bad yourself. And this is the other fun part of this game. If you do it right, everyone's really happy. Well, it comes and goes in waves. When you find it, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I call it my like happiness view. I try to find a view that has the most happiest like green pulses going up. It's kind of fun. Close to my upgrade. And nowhere close to my mayor house upgrade. Or my mayor's mansion, but that's fine. One little final look at our city. So I don't think I'm going to play this one anymore tonight. This is really spun out of control. This is a fun city to play, though. So yeah, everyone, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate your attention. Feel free, of course, always, any feedback in the comments is welcome. Feel free to ask questions or really anything else. This is the 4th video of my series. I plan on doing more of these as this region grows. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let's all be mayor. Have a good night.